Namaste, Taurus. This is your November reading. We're going to go over all the areas of your life: general, surrounding, work and finance, and love and relationship, beginning with the Six of Wands in reverse, which is a card of victory. Even though it's in reverse, it's still a card of victory. There could be some delay or something attached to, like delayed gratification, right? That's like victory that's attached to it. And there could be somebody involved that you can't really trust. Follow your gut and your instincts, but it could be somebody who is around you who you would believe you could trust. It's supposed to be a friend or a family member or somebody, and on surface they seem to be like cheering you on, and then like they're a low-key hater basically. All right, so we have the Knight of Swords in reverse as well. The person perhaps is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Does not have to be an air sign at all, because here's the thing with the Knight of Swords in reverse, it can be about information that is not safe, that is not secure. Speaking of secure, in terms of love and relationships, there could be some sort of insecurity going on in a relationship. I don't know if it's you or your partner that you'll have to work out. There's like a trust issue there too. Something may have happened to make them feel that way. Maybe it's attached to this. Maybe somebody showed, like you looked through your phone or saw your email, or you sent something, you text something to the wrong person, or your computer was left open and somebody came and looked. Like, this is a time to be careful with your information. Knight of Swords in reverse can definitely be about information getting out. And I was just, when I'm being led to go back to this card and hearing something about security, I think it's tied to this. So it could be like a picture, your Facebook, whatever, social media, some sort of information that could be potentially revealed. Four of Swords also in reverse. The sign I just did, this card came up for them too. Pain, separation, could be an actual surgery or something, but this is the recovery. And it could also be about being emotionally or even spiritually tired, or just needing a break. But like, you'll get that break, and when you do, this is going to be you feeling like this is like your renewed energies. The Ace of Swords, which is also a card of victory. So you have like double victory there. And the next card is the Sun. So something works out well, but again, you got to be careful, and don't walk around paranoid. That's not what I'm suggesting, but you got to be careful with just your information. Like, log out, close your computer when you're done with it. Put a password on. I hate telling people to put a password on the. I walked around with no password on my phone forever. Like, I'm like, there's nothing in here, and I don't care if my man looks in it or whatever. But just be careful. I'll leave it there. So now opening also to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This may be somebody who's significant, whether it's to one of those scenarios that I just described or not. Possibly a Taurus like yourself, or this could be your own energy too, of course, but a Taurus like yourself, a Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. And maybe it's talking about work. Maybe there's a delayed victory or delayed gratification with your work, delayed payoff. Your check is late. That could be attached to the Knight of Swords in reverse too, because the Knight of Swords, it's representative of communications potentially. Like, that's what air signs represent. So it could be about some sort of document, information, even a paycheck or something like coming late. Maybe you're waiting for your tax refund, still didn't get that. You filed in April or you filed in October or whatever. It still should have come by now. It's all electronic at this point. Where is it? Could be something like that too. And we have the Five of Cups here. Card of disappointment, doubt, like, just feeling pessimistic about something. failure to recognize the blessing in the situation, to count your blessings in general, to just be more focused on what you don't have than what you do. And the Nine of Cups, you got plenty. Or if you don't have it yet, it's coming. This is prayers answered, wishes granted, dreams coming true. It's also a yes, like a yes or no question. The minor arcana showing up with a yes for you, especially in the area of love and relationship. Five of Cups. And now we've sort of descended from the Six of Wands with which we started. Now our overall energy is the Five of Wands. And this can be a card of competition or something at work. So again, like I said, when the Knight of Pentacles showed up in reverse, I said maybe that's where the victory is. Maybe it has something to do with your work. Maybe there was competition for a particular position or project or recognition, and somebody, again, you can't necessarily trust them. You probably would think that you should be able to, but jealous, envious of you, possibly up to something. I'm going to get the stand so we can pull out 4 more cards. We're going to pull. All right. The first one will most directly represent your energy over the period of the month of November. And it's the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this is your energy. We see it too is in reverse. Even though it's here with these pentacles, this is a card of security and esteem. So maybe somebody's is a little bit turned upside down this month. Surrounding close friends, family members, co-workers, romantic interests and partners. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Representative most directly of the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules, also connected to the fixed signs, one of which is your own, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. Those represent the fixed signs. Work and finance. It's your energy again, and this is a wonderful energy to have for work and finance. Anything with the pentacles, right? It's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And lastly, love and relationship. Ooh, ouch. Let me pull another one. Ten of Swords is a card of betrayal. So perhaps for some of you, that's who you can't trust. Betrayal, disloyalty, it could be codependency. Somebody could be addicted to something and that's causing a problem. Let's see. The next card is Major Arcana card 11, Justice. Somebody gets backstabbed, set up, jailed, or this could be tied to divorce. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start with the overall energy of the Five of Wands, which for me, typically, if it's not about being conflicted, then it tends to most often be about close friends and or family and conflict with them. And I include exes in that, and like the other parent of your child, if you're not together, things of that nature. It can also be, again, about work, particularly as it relates to competition in work. And for me, it can be positive too. It's like a Martian kind of energy, like, as in the planet Mars, representative of the planet Mars, which is the planet of action and aggression. And for me, it has an energy of just being in like hot pursuit of something. By any means necessary, I'm going to achieve this, or I'm going to get this, or them. It's going to work out. Now we have the Devil in reverse. So it could be something like that behind it, which most directly represents your fellow earth sign, Capricorn. We could be saying, by any means necessary, I'm going to get free of this thing that's inhibiting me or holding me back. That could be one way of looking at it. But in looking at the cards and talking about security and things like that, as we've been doing, this can be another card. A card also that says that, you got to hold your head up high, Taurus. And I don't know why you would be down, because there's so much wonderful about Taurians, one of my favorite signs, actually. My big mama was a Taurus, and we just had a wonderful relationship. I tend to get along with Taurians very, very well, and I'm actually a Taurus midhaven sign myself. So it's like the way that I operate in my daily life is, as a Taurus would. So my work ethic and all that kind of stuff, and maybe that's why I feel such a connection. But it's just you guys are dependable, and I guess anybody can get spent though. And I've been seeing this energy of sort of feeling sort of worn out and spent with some of the other signs. It's been through different cards, but through some of the other signs. So maybe that's what it is. Everybody has their day where it's just like, okay, can I sit down and relax for a minute? I need a break too. And I think perhaps last month that came up, like you guys needed a break, like everybody leans on you and you don't have anybody to lean on, and so maybe that persisted through the month, and that's what's going on. In any case, again, the Five of Wands can be a card that's telling you, like, hold your head up high, have faith that you're going to end up where you belong. Things are going to fall into place for you, and this may be very much connected for you to work. Some sort of concern you have around your work, and maybe a career change or job change. And if so, just know that you can be successful. Like, again, this is like showing me insecurity. It is a person who has the wherewithal to be secure, but something is amiss, right? She's been turned around somehow. So we just got to get you guys like flipped back on track in your full power. With love and relationships, you could be pursued by many people, but looking at these cards in the love and relationship placement, I'd say perhaps you have several romantic rivals or several rivals that you guys share a romantic interest. Or something like that is going on there. And work, again, you can potentially be facing some sort of competition or something in the office. Maybe it is to start a new career, again, for a promotion or a new job or a bid on some sort of contract, if you own your own business or something. And the Queen of Pentacles actually most directly represents your sign. The Queen of any given element is the fixed, tends to represent the fixed sign in the way that in the traditional tarot of that element. So of course the fixed sign of the element of Pentacles is Taurus. So this could very specifically be you showing up in your reading, telling me, yes, my issue is in work and finance, where I'm sort of turned upside down right now. And if we consider the cards that we saw in the beginning, and also with regard to the meaning of the Five of Wands, despite whatever competition you may be facing, it's like if you play your cards right, then you will be successful. The only way to lose is to not compete, right, or to not try. So definitely we got to pick you guys up, pick up your energy, remind you who you are, and send you out there to handle this. People who play dirty sometimes appear to win, like in the short term, but in the long run, that is never a win. And we know that energies, karma, takes care of those people. But that may be the person or the energy of which or whom you have to watch out for too. If that, for those of you to whom that applies, that we saw in the beginning, that somebody may have to be kept, an eye may have to be kept out, on someone or something. And so we're going to move on to the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which again most directly represents you over the month of November. And it's still a positive card. I don't want you to get like worried about it. But it does warn that we have to at least pay some attention to being, our usual disciplined selves, and to not give in too much to relaxation or pleasure, although again, everybody needs a break sometime and you have a right to take one too. You should feel comfortable taking a break, but not resting on your laurels. Right? Am I making sense? Or at least not for too long. Also, it says that we have like a lot to be proud about and and hopeful about too. But again, it's going to take action on our part in order to really make it happen. So be it's counting on you to be your like goal oriented self and to be very clear with yourself about your goals and your plans, right? You earth signs, you always got a plan. Be clear with yourself about what it is and what is your role in making it happen. What parts do you have to actually initiate and take an active role in, and don't let that stuff fall by the wayside. And it could also be about you not being sure exactly what it is you need to do next, and that's okay too, because again, like I said, it happens to us all. None of us can be perfect. It guides you to ask somebody, to seek some sort of advice or information from someplace. Okay, so well, let's talk about love with this card too. Similarly, if we want, this wonderful relationship to happen, normally when the Nine of Pentacles is upright, for example, it is about mutual adoration and love and mutual respect, right? Mutual, like equity in our relationships. Security, that feeling of and sense of security, and we don't have to worry. And if we want that kind of relationship, when in reverse, it's saying like we can't really expect it to just happen. Our part is necessary. We got to be willing to talk, and we got to be willing to listen, and to give and to take, and all of these things, right? Do our part. Work, again, you got to be your typical disciplined self. I guess you're probably saying, well, you have to take a break. When can we take a break? You have to be disciplined in all these areas. But yeah, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse suggests that, especially like say you're looking for a job or you're looking for a position, you're gonna have to be really methodical and disciplined, which is your way, and play up those attributes of yours in this job search. And if you do something that's really suitable, and a good job, right? It's a good gig for you that's going to come your way. If you're currently employed already and not seeking like a promotion or a change of career or venue, then make sure that your employers are aware that you are sort of keeping up with your work, keeping your nose to the grindstone. That's that saying. And not slacking off. Don't have them thinking that you're slacking off. All right, so now we're going to move into the surrounding energy and Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this is a card that says the Wheel of Fortune in general is about change, right? And so this one says that the changes may not be as notable or marked as they would be if the card was in its upright. So change could be coming or happening, and you may not necessarily notice the change, just perhaps be affected by it. If it is something that you feel and you feel affected by, yeah, it's also here to tell you that it's very temporary. Like this too shall pass. Whether they're good times or whether they're bad times, like everything passes, right? Nothing stays the same, so it's going to change. And it's just a really important time to remain positive and upbeat. So, just to go along with what we've already been talking about. Also, be careful with like assumptions and everything. If you need information, like try to seek it and ask for it. Don't presume anything. Also, know that although what I described may have sounded like it was a difficult change, It may be a difficult change, but it's also a positive change more likely than not. And change can be hard and sometimes even like traumatic. But this is something that the indication is that this is going to be a positive in most cases. But again, if you need help dealing with it or some sort of support system, don't be afraid or too ego filled or driven to ask for that kind of support or to take a needed break. Don't try to just like go it alone and pretend that everything's cool, because that's not going to work out well either. Love and relationship. You could be deciding like a long-term relationship is you it's done. And you know what? This is Major Arcana card 10. This is also a 10 in your love and relationship. The 10 is about right the end of a phase, a cycle. And so for some of you, that is specifically why this Wheel of Fortune is showing up here in this surrounding energy, because it is tied to your love and relationship. And you're going to decide that a long-term relationship just no longer suits your needs. It's not working anymore. Perhaps it hasn't worked in a while. And in the very least, like at a minimum, you've got to do some sort of assessment and evaluation about how things are going in the relationship, how you're feeling, and then be prepared to have a conversation. And communication is absolutely key. And like I said, maybe the I don't want to say worst case scenario, because sometimes these type of things are good, right? Separation is good. We need to. The ultimate maybe scenario, maybe even like I said, a divorce or something, whether it is legal in court because you were married, or it's just the fact that again this long-term relationship is ending. We weren't actually married, but it's kind of like a divorce. That is why this is happening. These two cards are showing up. Now what else is interesting is you got your 10, and it's a sign of again the end of the cycle. And then we got an 11 that followed with Major Arcana card Justice being the clarifier. And Justice is another card that's specific to love and relationship, especially in the case of long-term relationships. That's like if you've been like asking yourself whether you are, this relationship is likely to survive or not, whether you're likely to stay together or not, with Justice showing up, the answer tends to be no. You're going to go your separate ways. On the other hand, however, if you're single, and this is representative of maybe the reason why you're single, you experience some sort of betrayal or something, or disloyalty. But regardless of that, for whatever reason you're single, if you're single with Justice showing up, then it can mean like a real commitment could be coming your way very shortly. And this one will be full of fairness and equity, and again mutual respect and mutual adoration. But you're going to have to stay clear about what you like most want from relationships, and then you're likely to find it that much sooner, once you know what it is. So again, this is about you being you and making that plan and setting those goals that you do. So back to Wheel of Fortune. Similarly, as with Justice, if you are single with the Wheel of Fortune and you are clear with yourself about who or what it is you're looking for, then you're likely to find it, especially if you're out in and about or online or in a position to meet people. So moving on to your work and finance, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is about you not necessarily, again, being very excited about your work, or happy even, possibly. You don't necessarily want to leave or get out, but, it's just kind of like not doing it for you this month. And the card guides you to sort of bring enjoyment to yourself through the people around you, maybe being social at lunchtime and things like that. finding other means of feeling fulfilled to get yourself through your day at work, if this is just not your month in that regard. You know, you're just not really feeling it. And again, when you're able to, taking time to replenish yourself and nurture yourself and get your strength and things back up, and get back to feeling like yourself. I just thought about it. Uranus, which is in your sign, located in your sign, the ruler of the sign of Aquarius, that may be what the Knight of Swords was about, right? Could be about the planet Uranus, or specifically perhaps the sign of Aquarius. Uranus is, I think, one of the few planets that is still in retrograde. So not only located in your sign, but located in your sign retrograde. That may be what this is about too. Just giving you some other possibility as to what may be going on. But again, this too shall pass. It is temporary. Okay. In terms of finances, the Queen of Pentacles warns that we may be tempted to spend like too much money, probably on our home or some sort of comfort, making ourselves comfortable somehow, our environment. But you know, a warm, you know, loving, inviting, comfortable home or environment can be created without, you know, breaking the bank. You know, there's many ways to do it by, you know, bringing love energies in. So, you know, you might want to think about some stuff like that. And that is not to suggest that you should not spend money on your home if you're wanting to. Just be mindful about potentially going overboard, or it being sort of like, again, like an addiction where we're spending to, you know, for some sort of emotional gratification to feel better or whatever. And, you know, we're not going to spend our way like into happiness, you know? So just be careful of that. Of course, that's like, I guess, the extreme. And now we're going to be revisiting love again by speaking specifically about the Ten of Swords. So, of course, it's not really a good omen. I mean, for heaven's sake, there's a man with 10 daggers in his back on the card. He is dead, right? It's like the ultimate betrayal is what he's experienced. And, you know, I hope that none of you experience some sort of ultimate betrayal. But, of course, it is possible with this card. And that may be why your relationship is coming to an end, albeit possibly a long, otherwise committed relationship. And you're just going to want to accept reality. Don't close your eyes to the truth with this card. You cannot force someone to love you or to treat you with respect or to behave like an adult or respectfully themselves. And it's not your responsibility to do it. You didn't do anything wrong, right? It's their problem if they don't know how to behave, and let them go on where they need to go and deal with that. Right, and you go on where you need to go and heal and, you know, and rebound and come back stronger. Remember the Ace of Swords that we saw? I said when you're restored, when you're whole, you know, you're feeling back to yourself. This is going to be your Ace of Swords. You see, she's got one sword too, like an Ace of Swords. So that's what that is. And of course, this also representative very directly of air energy, and specifically the sign of Libra. Also, very recently, end of October, I think it was the 27th, both Mercury and Venus, ruler of the sign of Libra, entered Libra. So it could be Venus, the goddess and planet of love, who is, you know, affecting you, sort of trying to balance out your love life right now by, you know, exposing things that are unjust to you. If you are looking for love and have recently met somebody, you may want to keep looking. It's probably them who is not who they seem. And, you know, you're going to find somebody who is who they see, who they, you know, are perceived to be and claim to be if you give yourself some more time. I'm just moving these out of the way now because now we're going to go to the fortune cards, beginning for you with Coffin. Natural endings abound. Something coming to a complete end. Take care with your health. You know what else? The full moon is on October 31st in your sign. It is a blue moon, as in once in a blue moon, this happens. And I'm sure that that is some of the energy that's going to be affecting you too. It's going to be very, very strong. I just thought about that. And of course, full moons also bring about endings. So take care with your health. Again, this is what we've been talking about throughout the whole reading. Behind that, Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. But be careful. Also, what I've said throughout the reading and looking at the other cards. And those are the only two that are upright. So now I'll shuffle a little bit. Sun, open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Dragonfly, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. Devil, take care immediately to avoid temptation and deceit. We saw a devil before too. Again, devil represents the sign of Capricorn most directly. Devil. And Coffin again. We've come full circle. On that note, I will cut. Again, Coffin, natural endings abound. Take care with your health. And it's here opposite the devil. All right, I will cut. And it's the World, another card about something coming full circle. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life, right? Because something old is coming to an end. And behind that we have Angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. And there's the Moon that I think, again, is going to have a huge part in all of this that goes down. Now we'll move these back a little bit closer to you. All right. And I'm going to pull 4 cards again. So the one that will most directly represent you this month is Dragonfly. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So just what I was saying here, I said this was about lacking security and esteem and confidence. And this is, again, reminding you of how important it is for you to get back to feeling yourself so you can handle what comes your way. Surrounding energy atop the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, we have Mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. And that sounds like a lot of what I said as I was reading that card, right? Work and finance and the Queen of Pentacles. Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. So pay attention to your inclinations and intuition and your gut and all of that. And lastly, love and relationship. Wow. Devil, take care immediately to avoid temptation and deceit. Some of you are definitely don't keep questioning yourself. Should I stay in this relationship? If you are feeling abused, misused, betrayed, get out. I hope that you guys have enjoyed your reading. I enjoyed doing it for you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that. If you do want to subscribe, I hope you do, hit both the subscribe button and the bell button, please. So hopefully you'll get your notifications. I appreciate it. I'll see you next month. Namaste.